Hello, everyone. Welcome to another episode of High Heels to Happy Feels. I'm Stephanie,
And I'm Natalie.
and we're here from Immersive Spirit to chat about manifestation. So, a big one for us as we get ready to start the new year. Lots of people will set New Year's resolutions. Calendar year, I should focus based on the fact of where we are in our wheel of the year as well. Um, but we it's always what's your New Year's resolution? What's your resolution? What's your goals for the year? What intentions have you set? Are you manifesting? I mean, that's a big one for us, right? Especially, I mean, Natalie has spent hours and hours on this manifesting beautiful, beautiful workshop we're going to have this year. But it's become a really hot topic for us just thinking about how are people using manifesting as a tool? And I think, I don't know, what do you think, Natalie? Should we start with, I think, really New Year's resolutions? What's the difference, right?
Yeah, and I think it's important when we're talking about resolutions and why do resolutions not work? So maybe we start there and then maybe walk through the differences of what those are.
Yeah, I think that's really good. And it's interesting because it's if for anybody who watches like all the morning news shows, GMA Today, all that, they've been talking a lot lately about quitters. It's called Quitters Day. And I had to go and look at this term again just to see exactly what the dates were. But it is used to describe the second Friday in January. It's when many people give up on their New Year's resolution. The term actually came from a 2019 study by the fitness app company Strava, which found that 80% of people who make New Year's resolutions give up by that second Friday in January.
Yeah,
I mean,
I understand that. I can second that. I've been there.
right? But then when you think about it, you go, okay, so why is that? Well, because your resolutions are either really, really broad or they're really, really specific. And so you've given yourself permission to fail either way within just days, right? To just sit there and say, oh, nope, already screwed that up. It's kind of like a diet, right? Die with a T, but it's like a diet. As soon as you eat one bite of chocolate cake when you're doing so well, you go, oh, well, I've already screwed up this day. Might as well go for it. No, 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 no. You enjoy your couple of bites of cake and then you get back on track. And so I don't know. What do you think?
Yeah. And I think this is probably such a good topic for us because Immersive Spirit is really like intentional living junkies. Like
Yeah, we are.
everything we do is done intentionally, whether we're doing magic stuff or ritual stuff or being, psychic or working in medium. Like anything we do, we're doing it with our full intention behind it.
Yeah.
Whereas resolutions are, and we're doing it intentionally, but we're not also saying this is what we're going to expect as the outcome. And I think that's a big part of resolutions because resolutions are so outcome based. Like
Right.
they're very action oriented, which like we have action orientation too, like underneath intentions,
Mm-hmm.
but like resolutions are so rigid. Like I have to lose 50 pounds.
Right. And you're giving yourself I mean, doing that, you've put this big timeline on it too, right? Oh, it's January 1st. I will quit smoking. I will drop 50 pounds. I will do this. I will do this. And it's like you're not giving yourself any grace. You're not um you're
Yeah.
not making it a realistic outcome, right? Something that's actually achievable and tangible and those type of things. Like even thinking about SMART goals, right? The specific, measurable, what is it, attainable?
Right.
Yeah.
Yeah, I know what you're talking about.
I can't
Big,
remember the R and the
measurable,
T right now, but yes.
attainable.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Yeah. Yes. But with a resolution, it's so rigid. I will do this. A manifestation, it's like, no, I am 20 pounds lighter. I am this weight. Instead of even saying 20
Right.
pounds lighter, it's like, I am this weight or I am healthy. I am physically fit. I am these
Yeah,
things.
that's where resolutions, they're missing their why,
Yeah.
really. Like
Yeah.
you can't connect to a checklist. Um,
No, no. And
you have to,
that's
yeah, you have to have a purpose in there somewhere, and that purpose has to come from a why. And resolutions are hard. Like you know your why when you make it, but you're
mhm,
not making it about your why.
right. I think that's a really good way to say it too. I love that, that you're not making it about your why.
Yeah.
Because why do you want to lose 20 pounds? Why is it 20? Why isn't
Right.
15 okay? Why is 20 enough? You know, how do you know that it's 20? I mean, because it could be that 20
Right.
pounds on you looks very different than 20 pounds on somebody else.
Yeah.
Yeah, what's your why? Then it becomes, I fit into a size blah, 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 pair of Levi's. Now we're talking, right?
Yeah. I
That's a,
want to wear a size 4.
right. I want to look great in a pair of faded jeans.
Yeah.
That's a why. Okay, now you're talking. What's that
Yeah.
look like?
Right.
Right?
What does that look?
So,
Right. And that's
can you tell that was one of mine for a while? Yep. And now I do, by the way, but just saying. Thanks. Thanks, medicine. Okay, keep going.
but that's good. But that is setting an intention versus setting a resolution. So resolution, that's just like when you're doing manifestation. That you're working towards an outcome, but you're not
Hmm.
set on the outcome. You're set on like how you want to feel about it, which is really intention driven, which is like what we do at Immersive Spirit. So
Yeah.
when we're talking about, okay, losing weight, if you are because I want to be more healthy, I want to fit in my faded Levi's, I want to be stronger,
I want to keep up with kids,
I
grandkids.
want to keep up. Yeah, those are all, but those are like value driven. Those are
Exactly.
things you
Right?
want to feel.
Right. Because there's the reward isn't just a number on a device telling you something. The reward comes in the actions that your why, the reasoning behind it, right? The reasons that it's now become something that's really important to you and a true something that you want to achieve.
Yeah, I was thinking that like it's lunar and solar goals, like lunar goals
Yeah,
are intention, solar goals, but then it's not even that. I don't like resolutions
I don't either.
because resolutions are not even solar goals because it's not something I can check off the list. Like I can't say I want to lose 20 pounds and just check that off the list.
Mm-mm. No, because
Yeah,
there's actions that lead up to it, right? It's like
right.
when we do, and it's because we just had our new moon lunar workshop with the Immersive Spirit
Community, yeah.
member communities. Yeah, excuse me. And so we set our lunar goals for each month at the new moon, and you set your solar goals to go with that, which are really your tasks, the things that you want to accomplish to
That make you
achieve that.
feel like
Right.
that. Yeah.
Right. That are become actionable. They're actionable tasks. They're actionable items that then lead on to the accomplishment of your lunar goal. But like my lunar goal, I mean, you got to think big, right? Like mine's living fearlessly this month, for example. That is not a check it off item. That is
Right.
not
That's how
something
I want to feel about it.
that's the emotion behind it of, okay, what do I want to do to accomplish that, right? How does living fearlessly look to me? What are the things I'm thinking about that will make it feel like I'm living fearlessly? So those are the things that I think about, not resolutions. Now this year, it's all around how do, where do I want to go? Who am I? And what does that mean? And why? And I think that's all part of your manifestation path, right? Because you can talking about resolutions, but you're also setting those intentions. I think intentions are the same type of thing. Someday, it's a statement. It's a someday statement. I intend to do this. My intention is to do this. My intention. Well, I intend to use my gym equipment in my upstairs every day too. Best
Right.
laid plans. It's an intention. And so I'm not saying it in the statement of I am a fitness queen. I am, a workout goddess. I am, and that's the things I need to be doing.
Right. And so when you have your intentions, then you have to get the little task list underneath of them because
Hmm.
intentions without actions are wishes, really.
Yes, exactly. Exactly. That's
So, and that's so, and then the manifestation. So, just because we brought it up earlier, manifesting is really aligning your energy and your belief and the actions and the way your brain is thinking about how you're going to achieve your intentions. So, that's kind of an addition to intention.
right. Right. And you're putting it out to the universe. You're trusting something bigger than yourself,
Yeah.
you
Yeah. For
know?
real. For real.
I
So,
mean,
okay. In talking about all these things, resolution, I don't love resolutions. Like I'm going to think of everything as we've been doing that anyway, for intentions. So we're intentions, but how do we prepare for the calendar new year to happen, or for folks who are on the wheel of the year and still need to get that preparation done?
Um, and I think that's valid. I think there's lots of things that we can be doing, right? One, reflection on this past year. Because we're so focused on, oh, I didn't do this last year. I didn't make this happen. I didn't do this. But what did you do? Think of all the things that you have accomplished and be reflective about that. And maybe there's areas that you want to improve upon. Maybe there's areas that you knocked it out of the park. But really, just reflecting on this past year and spending some time, I would say, journaling about it. I mean, we journal on
Yeah,
everything, but
yeah, we do. We're
right?
always going to say journal because that's just how we do. Yeah, a good journal prompt was, uh, what were the biggest challenges
Yeah.
and what are your biggest accomplishments? That's
Mm.
a good way to look at your last year because that's also going to highlight maybe the things that you can work on the coming year and definitely gratitudes.
Oh, yeah. And what do you let go of?
Yeah, that's
So, yeah, I mean, as we think about, we talked about the new moon stuff, but we also have a full moon release party. And it's the same concept. As you leave and say goodbye to 2024 and move forward into 2025, what do you let go of? What no longer serves you? What no longer is meant for your highest good? And let it go. Burn it.
yeah,
Yeah.
that's
And not physically if it's somebody, just saying, you know,
you're right.
have that.
If it's somebody, just let them go.
Let them go. We don't need
Don't
to burn
burn.
them. We don't need to burn them. But yes,
Well, you could always do a cord burning, like with your candles, and
true,
you
true.
could visually ritualize that, but don't. Yeah, yeah.
Right. Nothing
Also,
that,
energetic clearing of your house, since I'm talking about
yes.
cord cutting, cord burning, physically
Mm-hmm.
ritual,
Mm-hmm.
uh, smudging your house or cleansing your house, as long as you're using everything ethically. I know that's been a big trend on media platforms recently.
Mm. With the white sage and so on.
People aren't allowed to use things, and that's simply not true. You're allowed to honor traditions and whatever you need. Yeah, whatever makes you comfortable. As long as
Oh, yeah. Yeah. Ethically sourced. But
Mhm.
yes, no one has ownership of something that the universe has provided, is
Yeah,
my thought on that.
yeah, me either. Like
Yeah.
that's
But we don't dishonor the tradition either that
well,
comes.
right. We respect
Right.
how everybody uses it in their way, and if
Yeah.
somebody, that's part of their heritage, I'm not taking that away, but that doesn't mean that it can't be used
Right. For
outside.
others. Right.
Yeah, for
Right.
for the same, yeah.
For the
Anyway.
same purpose. Exactly. Exactly. I do have white sage and I love it and I use it.
Hmm.
Um, yes, but I absolutely honor the indigenous that have used it for thousands and thousands of years.
Right, where that tradition came from.
Absolutely. And honoring
Sure.
Mother Earth. So, yes, I agree though. Decluttering your space, that energetic
Oh, yeah.
clearing, all of it's part of it, right? Just setting yourself up. It's like a spring cleaning on January,
Yeah, even
right?
cleaning your house, like getting the little dust bunnies out that have been
Yeah.
through the vents.
Yeah. Charge your crystals, open your windows,
Yeah.
just zap it up, right? Clean it up, start fresh.
Pull that new energy in.
Mm-hmm. And then a little visualization.
Oh,
I
that's
think
a good
that's
one.
right. Just visioning, whether it's a vision board, whether it's, do a Pinterest board if you like Pinterest and put all your snaps together. Use Canva if you're a Canva or a creator, right? And using those type of tools. But put some, not just the images of the person or a thing or something like that, but maybe the baby steps that'll help you get there. So you vision the
Hmm.
process along the way. So if it is weight loss, for example, and you're going from, I'll just say me, from a 16 to like an 8 in where I went, it's a size 14 pair of jeans that there's a picture of. There's a size 12 pair of jeans. There's a size 10 pair of jeans. So you're like, yay, work it, work it. Um, but it's visualization.
Yeah, that's a great one.
Yeah.
Um, so setting intentions for the year or stepping into the year, I think like overall, I'm just going to say step into your power, like the power you want to be, who you
Hmm.
want to be. Um, Set your intentions, but you're going to set them based on how you want to feel, not the outcome. Like we talked about, line with your values. So make sure that, you know, instead of I want to lose 20 pounds or I want to feel healthy, like align the value with your why, I guess is what I'm trying to say.
Right, right. Think think about the broader picture. And I totally agree.
Hmm.
It's the why. I want to make more money. I want to be rich. Why?
Yeah. Yeah.
Why? It's like, no, I want to have financial freedom.
I want to be debt free and
I want to
have
be debt free. I want to
travel
be
wherever I
able,
want or
yes,
yeah.
I want to have enough funds in my bank account to not be worried about buying certain things. Those
Right.
are
I
the
want
kind
to
of
have
things.
options.
Right.
I want to have limitless options.
Yes. And that's setting yourself up and letting the universe know, hey, it's about financial freedom. It's about the ability to come and go. It's about overall health and wellness, not stymieing yourself. Because, I mean, saying you want to lose 20 pounds, well, who's to say that you don't get really sick and you drop 20 pounds really fast? Is that what you wanted? Mm,
Right.
careful how you
Well,
put it out
and
there.
not everybody who wants to win the lotto wants to win it for the same reason. So,
Right,
Joe
right,
might want to pay off his mortgage where Jane wants to travel the world.
right.
Like so if you tell the universe your why, it gives it power, it gives it all
Hmm.
of that information.
Hmm.
And it's
Then
going
it's
to be
not,
delivered differently because not everybody's going to win the lotto.
nope, it's just not going to happen.
It's just not in the card, folks.
Nope, nope. But putting out there your why statement, and I am
Right.
going, I am traveling the world. I am in Spain. I am in Portugal. I am wherever, you want to be. Yeah, that gives it power.
Yeah, I was
Absolutely.
thinking about that because it's so funny. Like Stephanie mentioned, we're doing a manifesting course workshop thing, which is of course available at Immersive Spirit. But I was thinking about during a specific workshop week, I want to make sure that I have like all of my personal things that have happened throughout my life and how manifestation has kind of shown up in my life and how I've done it. And just thinking about like travel the world. When I was really young, I loved airplanes, like so much so I'd fall on my behind even at 2 years old. And so it was kind of a goal that I was going to travel so much so that I drug Stephanie down to Colorado Springs and got a job as a flight attendant and then realized I really didn't really like the work. But ultimately ended up being a traveling consultant
Right,
because I never told the universe how I wanted it to be. I just said I wanted it.
right.
And I never, I just kind of let it go. Like yeah, anyway.
And I'd forgot about the airline. I had totally forgot why we
Being a
went to
flight
Colorado
attendant in
Springs
Colorado
to
Springs.
begin.
Oh my
Yeah.
gosh.
I was like, oh, I was thinking it was I had completely spaced that. I'm like, what did take us to Colorado Springs? That is so funny.
But it
But
was a forced thing though. I was like, all right, I am gonna fly. And so
right.
I get
Then
hired
I
as a
get to
flight
travel and
attendant.
then I get to do this. And
Yeah.
sometimes things are not about control and
I
it's
didn't
not.
like cutting fruit though. That was a big problem.
It is the little things and having to be polite 24/7. There is that. So yeah,
Yeah, I give it up to flight attendants. I love them. They're
they
fantastic.
work hard.
And they keep
Mm,
us safe. And there's so many things about that. But I was like, no, not
yep.
doing that. But
Nope.
it's still manifested, right? Because left it, I left it to the universe
Right. And the universe placed in your lap a job that allowed us to, for both of us, where we traveled a lot to a lot of different
around
places.
the world. Yeah.
Some not so glamorous, some absolutely beautiful. And you just go, well, thank you, because I would have never ever come to this part of the world on purpose,
Right.
but I found something or made friends. And this place I would have never gotten to see because I couldn't afford it. And so, yeah, it
Yeah.
does
So it's
provide, but
amazing.
but you have to manifest it in that statement. I want to travel, right? Or
Right.
set the intention. I will travel. I am traveling. However you're going to look at that intention or yeah. That was
Yeah,
really
and I
cool.
didn't set the outcome. I didn't say why I was traveling or how I was traveling or
Right. You didn't put
just
limits on
wanted.
it. You didn't
Right.
put any limits on it. Because that's where it becomes a problem, right? Is when we put those limitations around how it's going to happen. Just know it will. Just say, yep, you write it like it's happened, and it will.
Yeah, exactly.
You just
Exactly.
don't know how, so hang on for the ride.
Well, and I think and you that's a long-term story. Like that's manifest. Well, not really because that happened pretty quickly, but like being a little ritualistic about how you set your intentions.
Yeah.
I think that gives it power. So when I'm saying step into your power, step into things that make you feel powerful. I'm not saying, step into your power and all of a sudden have lightning coming out of your hands or, anything like that.
That'd be so
Do
cool.
freak yeah, what? But do things that make you feel that powerful. Like
Yes.
you're opening all that new energy, like Stephanie was talking about, cleaning your house, opening your windows, but then you're also stepping into this, I'm going to ground and I'm going to do this ritual and this is what's going to kick off my year.
Right. Right. What's helping to boost it and give it power that you feel, ugh, bangs, that you feel like there's some way that you are connected with this too, some way that you are in touch with the universe. And a ritual is a great way to go, right? That is such a cool, that it's, it's lighting candles, it's grounding, it's writing down all your intentions in a jar. I mean, we've got,
Oh, Achnat. We're doing Achnat.
yeah, we are. And, and it's
I'm
so
sure
fun
that's
to
not
go
pronounced correctly. I try.
right.
I speak a
Rocknot.
little German.
Rocknot. Yeah, Rocknot. Yeah. Anyway, but it's been fun to go through and burn those each day, not knowing what the 13th wish is, right? And just going,
Just trusting the universe. Like, this is
right.
our ritual together. This is us pulling our power together. And
Yeah,
here
it's
we
such
go.
a trip and we're having such a good time with it. But at the same time, I know you've got ants in your pants to know what's the last
I,
one.
I
Whereas
do.
I'm kind of like, I don't know. I don't think I want to get to the last one. I'm kind of afraid to open it up for fear of what it's going to tell me because I know what I wrote down for all my 13, right? And you just,
For those of you who don't know, you write 13 wishes down and then you fold them on a piece of paper and then you put them in like a jar or a box or something. And then each day over the 13 days between the 25th and the 6th, or yeah, you take out one and you burn it, but you don't look at it. So you don't know which wish you're letting go.
yeah.
And then the last one that's left is, and it's been on social media. The last one that is left is your focus for kind of the year, the thing you're going to try to manifest an intention set on. And
And it's
yeah.
not that your other wishes you're still not going to work on because you will. I mean,
Oh, for
a
sure.
wish is a wish, and it's not like you're getting rid of that one and saying, nope, that's off my list forever. It's just, uh, again, it's about focus. And
Universe is
so,
helping prioritize.
right, the universe is helping you to decide. And yeah, in my jar, I have my jar right here. It's so cute. Can I show you this? My little jar? Like,
Oh,
it was a candle, but I just grabbed
oh.
my little
Wait,
jar.
now I have to show you my little bag.
Oh, okay. And
I
it's so much fun because I just grab one out of here and then I burn. And I've been saving the ashes in my cauldron. Is that, oh, that's cute.
no, they're all in there. See?
Yeah. Yay. So yeah, I got to burn tonight yet, so I'll leave it right here. But then I just burn it over my cauldron and all the
Hmm.
ashes are accumulating there. And at the end, I'll take those out and release them to the earth when it's all said and done, whatever's remaining, and hold on to the one last piece of paper.
Yep, exactly.
But to the
Exactly.
point of it's all around, those are even written manifestation style. It's done like it's already happened, right? Done deal. I am this, or I've done this, or I am doing this, or whatever it might be. But that's how those are written. And so it'll be really
Because that makes us feel powerful that way, though.
right.
Like
Exactly.
that's right. That's a ritualistic way of doing it.
Absolutely.
But
Because
do
that
whatever
works for
makes you feel. I mean, it doesn't have to be ritualistic. Maybe it's something you've never done before. Just do something that makes you feel good.
yes. Just connect.
Yeah.
It's however it is that you feel connected so that you are connected to your higher power, great spirit,
Hmm.
spirit, God, source, whatever, however you're connected so that you feel really in touch that moment and so that you know and feel the hearing that goes with it, that you've been heard and that it's out there. Yeah.
And
And
I
then
think,
go
go
ahead.
ahead. I think it's really important, like after you've gotten all this set up and everything, that you give yourself permission to take a different fork in the road.
Yes.
Like when we talk to our spirit guides or when I'm working with somebody and giving them messages from the other side or however things are coming about if we're working on psychic abilities, when something is like directionally saying, "Hey, you need to go this way, not that way," that you're like, "Okay, I'm going to do this and still trust in the universe that the outcome is going to be what it's supposed to be."
Yes. Totally agree. Because the fact is, you're going to be given forks and trying to avoid them and force it for what you think it is. Eventually, you're going to get shoved down that path anyway. So just take it.
Yeah. That's true.
Just take it
You
because
either
you're
choose to or they'll choose for you.
right. And you're just going to get forced down that path anyway. And it's just going to be that much longer and harder. So you might as well just go, we're along for the ride
Yeah.
and enjoy it. Yeah.
Revisit and adjust as needed and be on the ride.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. And then and living with them, live with it. Right. So
Hmm.
everything that you're manifesting and or intention setting, or even if you're doing resolutions, live with those, live them, live it now, live it throughout the year, live like that's what you're doing today. Um,
Yeah.
yeah. I mean, new and full moons are a great time to do a check-in on those just because they are a time of growth and release depending upon the phase of the moon. But that's not obviously everyone's choice. And so it's just as long as you're living intentionally as you go through that, and as Nat said earlier, we're all about intentional living. That's what we do. That's
Yeah,
immersive
right.
spirit's kind of baseline foundation is intentional living. But revisiting what it was that you started at the beginning of the year and how you set that up, whether it's intentions, resolutions, goals, manifestation, and live that way throughout your year. Live it like you own it.
Yeah, absolutely. And it's so I'm just thinking about like how immersive spirit approaches this is like we set our yearly intention, like our overall inspired word for the year.
Yeah.
And then every lunar cycle, immersive spirit, or some of our community members, Steph and I included, go through and we set like a smaller intention that supports that big intention.
Mm-hmm.
And then we also manifest dreams because there's things, and that may not be related to our intention, but it might. But we're
Mm-hmm.
manifesting the things into our life that we want to see and those changes in our life that we want to see. So like we have this full pronged approach, but it is all very intentional and it's very I think it's very spiritual. So
Absolutely. I do too. And the dreams is a critical part of it because we
hmm
all have dreams. And it's, that's where your vision boards that we were talking about earlier, or um,
wish maps.
your wish maps. Yeah, that's another good one.
I love wish maps.
But it's inspired action that you have in whatever it is this year, but beyond, because we're living for big goals, for big dreams, and how you are looking to manifest those. And just reminding yourself, I think you brought it up when you brought it up just a few minutes ago. It's a really great way to bring it back in now. Your path will vary,
Hmm.
and don't try to stay totally in control of everything. Control is um, it's a dictionary word. So, we have control over certain situations in our life, but you cannot control the future.
Yeah, it's a blocker, actually.
Yes, it will set you up for failure if you try to control it. You have to read it, you have to pay attention, you have to do your part. We all do. We have to do our part in creating our path and creating our destiny, and be involved. But to say that this is exactly how my life is going to look and I will control every step of the way, I guarantee you, even the biggest names in the world had blocks and paths that were put in front of them that helped them learn and figure out, oh, I needed that shift, right? I needed that put in my way so that I could figure it out. Because had I just gone through my steps and done this, I would have never learned it and I would have never made it here or there or whatever it is. So anyway,
Right.
yeah.
Right. You're on your path and they're going to make sure you're on your path, but you can
Mhm.
always you know, there's lots of different ways to approach that path to
Yeah,
make it more uniquely yours.
absolutely. And be nice to yourself. A lot of
Yeah.
self-compassion,
Yeah.
right? Because the adaptability part, yes, that's all part of the path, and just recognizing that, okay, sometimes you don't have control over every little thing. My washer's broke right now. I don't have control over that. We wait for the tech guy. Okay. Yep, you don't have control. What are we learning from it? Okay, good to know.
Control what you can.
Right?
Be nice
Yeah,
and be compassionate about everything else.
exactly. And show kindness, not it's to yourself in your self-compassion and recognizing that and just it when if something doesn't go right, just saying that's okay. What did you learn from it and move on, right? Acknowledge, accept, and keep going. But also sharing that kindness with other people because when people we think fail us, there's a message sometimes behind that as to how we are learning patience or how we are learning tolerance or empathy. So thinking about that as well. Some daily practices kind of to wrap it up, Nat.
Yeah, yeah. So you guys, for those of you who this is not your first time with us, we do a lot of daily stuff. So just making that part of your normal daily practice, doing your gratitudes, doing affirmations are really helpful to keep you, of course, working on your intention, whether that's going to be your monthly cycle or for your yearly resolutions or intentions.
Yeah, I think that's a big one. I mean, the intention setting is the biggest one. I think that's probably by far the biggest thing you can do is setting those intentions, but being honest about it and who you share with, thinking about your community. For me, it's
Yeah.
accountability. So Natalie knowing about it, putting it on immersive spirit. I mean, even our lunar goals, when we go through that, we go out and share them with each other to be like, okay, what are you doing? What's your goal? What's your solar goals? What are you trying to accomplish with it? Because and it's not like anybody's going to call you on it and judge you or do anything like that. That's not the point of a good community. A good community is embracing it and when there's moments of slipping or failing or what is perceived failure, it's like, no, what'd you learn from it? And that's so sharing it with your community becomes your kind of accountability buddy as well as your support system.
Yeah, that's a great point.
Yeah.
Community is very, very important. So go ahead and set your resolution. You can call it a resolution. Just make sure that you're putting your why and your power behind it. So you feel some type of purpose with it. So if you're going to have a resolution, just make sure it's powerful enough to drag you through the next year that you want to stay behind.
Yeah. Make it
That's how,
something that's going to be actionable for you,
yeah.
right? So that there's a why and some steps involved, not just a blanket statement, right? Anybody can write a blanket statement about things and then ignore it. So why do you want to do it? Yeah.
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 Love it.
It's a good one. All
Love
right.
it. Okay. I think that's it, right? We have this killer workshop, um, all around manifestation, and it's 6 weeks. And I've seen some of the content that she's been putting together, and holy my word.
Yeah, that's a whole other, like we talked about really broad-based stuff here, but like when you're working with manifestations and you're talking about the science and how to do some reprogramming stuff and different techniques and all of the really cool things that are available, that's, scientists, yeah, a mix between the science and the spiritual. It's kind of incredible.
Oh, it's unbelievable. But it's 6 weeks. Each week there will be live sessions where it'll be Q&A, going through kind of what the assignment was, how's everybody doing. But it is specific to the people that are in that group, and it is limited to 11 people per session. It will only be 3 times per year that we'll host this just because it's very intense, right? It's um, very intense series. So if you're interested, you'll be able to find that on immersivespirit.com under our course offerings,
Mhm.
and you can just look for the manifestation course. The tarot was released, and that is so awesome. And we will have our what is it? Tails. I always screw that up.
Tarot Tales and Truths
Tarot Tales and
workshop.
Truths workshop. For those that actually take the tarot course, then there'll be monthly workshops for a small fee, or for our premier members that will be included with their course. Yeah.
Mhm.
So anyway, just to talk about tarot, right? But it's a really, again, what is it? 7 different steps in the program for that one?
I
I can't
think
remember.
there were 7. That sounds familiar.
7 or 8. Anyway, that's really good. The crystals one I hope to have up by the end of this week. So that'll be, I'm hoping, right around 3 different steps within the crystals program. So it won't be quite as intensive as her tarot, or anywhere near the manifestation. But
But
if you
it
are
has such great information. So
right,
don't let her down talk it because it's an amazing crystals course.
it is cool. I'm pretty excited, but I love crystals. So and all around the really history, the formation of crystals. I mean, there's a lot more to it, right? So things that you think about when you're making a grid, or that type of thing. And the same with the tarot course. It's really it's more than just here's what this card means. It's way beyond that. So they're very, very atypical for what we see on other sites, and that was our purpose, right? What have we found from others, and what do we think is missing based on what we'd want to see?
Yeah.
And that's what
Where
we're
do
trying
we
to
add
develop.
value? Yeah.
Yep. That's where we're trying to develop and say, if we were going to go and do this, what do we want to see? What's the content we want to see? And that's what we develop. So we always love feedback because that just helps us improve our content.
Hmm.
Of course, we have our
Remote and psychic development
remote psychic
workshops.
development and the remote viewing workshops. So you can find those under events at immersivespirit.com. And I think
Well, and if you happen to be one of our paid members that's listening to this, because we know you guys do and we appreciate that,
we love
there's
you.
some bonus content coming your guys' way that is only going to be for you. So that's like
Yeah.
art and spirituality and scrying. And yeah, so
Yes.
you guys will see that here in the near future.
Yep. But that'll be just on the IS Town Square. So for
Yeah,
those of you
that's
that are
paid
IS Town
member.
Square members, you will see that bonus content. Um, yeah, and I
That's
think
all.
that's it. I mean, we're developing all these workshops. So the Tarot Tales and Truths won't start until February,
Mhm.
but the other workshops, so our new moon, full moon release party, our remote viewing, and our psychic development, those are all our workshops that are already scheduled and out there for January. So you can find those. Of course, we have our communities. So we do have our paid community, which is IS Town Square, and they've got a lot of additional content that is available, as well as the workshops are free. And then we've got our IS Lunar Courtyard. Almost
Yep.
forgot the name. And the
Welcome
Lunar
community.
Courtyard, of course, is awesome community. We have great members in there too. So it's just our free community. So this way, everybody can be a part of Immersive Spirit and taking part in the conversation. And I'm sure there's lots more, but I will just wrap it finally and say we
We
want you to.
hadn't planned on that, like telling everybody about everything we have, but
I
kind of flew
know, but
in
there's
that way.
so much. I
There
know.
is, go set your resolution and go manifest
Oh,
like a beast and set those intentions and do it with purpose and step into your power and step into the new energy and let it all in your life because it's a start. It's a restart. It's a re-kick, which we get every lunar cycle. But this is a big one because it's a yearly cycle. So,
and 2025 is busting at the seams to be an amazing year.
oh yeah,
Tons of change, lots and
energy's
lots
through
of
the roof.
changes.
Planets are
Energy.
moving everywhere.
Oh my
It's
gosh, it's good
yeah.
stuff all the way around. Good stuff. So just go for it. Let this be your year. Go wild. Go wild. All right. I'm Stephanie.
I'm Natalie.
And from high heels to happy feels with Immersive Spirit, wishing you a great week ahead. And we'll talk to you again next week. Have a good one.